So today we're going to do a brake mod on the M1 Pro, and this probably applies to the M2 Pro as well, and maybe just the standard M1 and M2 models as well, that people have added these Zoom HB100 disc brakes to. Now the stock bike comes with these two spacers below the brake that goes between the new hydraulic brake and the actual mount. I can't take credit for this mod. One of the other contributors to the forum suggested it, and I went out and looked at the bikes, and sure enough, he's correct. When we take out these spacers, it's going to lower the brake assembly itself down onto the rotor by about 1/4 of an inch. And as of right now, the brake pads are sitting about there. So they're only engaging about half of the rotor, and I hope that you can see this on the video. So by lowering the disc brake assembly, we're going to lower the disc brakes onto the rotor so that they fully engage the rotor, and that should give us much more stopping power on these heavy bikes. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. For this job, the only tool that we're actually going to need is a 5mm hex key or Allen wrench. Same thing, I'm probably going to use 2 here because on this bike this fender mount is in the way. I could move it out of the way, but yeah, I'm a little too lazy to do that, so I'm going to take the easy way out. Anyway, let's go ahead and start. We'll get into it. So we're going to loosen up the hex bolts, like so. And I'm going to try my best to keep my hands out of the way of the camera so that you can see what is going on here. And this should only take you about 5 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the factory bolt and all the spacers. There should be a total of 4 spacers. Okay? We're going to set those aside somewhere safe. We're going to take the shorter bolts that Zoom gave us with the brakes. Now we're going to use those. And I'll use the shorter hex key here. Sorry, trying to keep my hands out of the way of the camera. Okay, so we're just going to snug that one up slightly. We'll take this bolt out. Keep my hand on those lower spacers so they don't go flying across the garage floor, because you know what that means if that happens. Make sure that I have, yep, and there goes that one flying across the garage floor, but that's easy to recover. I know exactly where it is. And again, we're going to take the short bolt that Zoom gave us. Now I want to check all my clearances and make sure that that did not lower the brake too far. So we're going to spin the wheel. I have no interference, which is great. No noises that I shouldn't have. Keep spinning that wheel. Snug these guys up. Spin the wheel a little more. Torque these guys up. And again, I'm using that Goner's repair stand, which works out great for these bikes. I'll leave the link in the description down below. Highly recommend it. No interference with the wheel. those guys down. And it's done. Okay, so that is a great mod. Thank you for the people that suggested that. That's easy to do. We're going to do rinse and repeat. Same thing on the front wheel. I don't think there's any reason why I need to film that. Basically the same thing. We're going to use the 2 bolts that Zoom gave us to replace the factory bolts. We're going to remove all the spacers. And that's it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. And also, if you need the Zoom brakes, I will leave the link to those in the comments down below too. So thanks again. I appreciate your confidence, and we'll talk to you later. Out.